everybody, and welcome to the Knit and Paws podcast. My name, of course, as always, is Raylene, aka Kamana Knits on Ravelry. You can find show notes for this episode at knitandpawspodcast.com. There you can also find links to the YouTube channel. You can also find us on iTunes and the Ravelry group. And yeah, I think that's it. This is probably going to be a weird episode. I'm obviously in a different location. I am house sitting this week and decided to try to get a recording in. Might be short, might not. It'll be short-ish. Because I don't think my iPad has that much room. And I don't know when this is going to go up. So it's recording April 23rd. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, my time. And I think I have everything here. So, excuse my reachy reach. The first thing I have for you is a finished object that you have never seen before. Isn't that exciting? And they are actually almost the same length. They're not quite the same length. What the fuck? Sorry. So when my parents came to visit in February, my mom had bought some yarn. Let's see, do I have the tag? I may have the tag. I do not think I have the tag. I don't think I have it. She bought it at Michael's, which is like, I'm sure you all know what Michael's is. I'm not going to explain it. I'm sorry. So she had a coupon, and then there was some yarn that was on sale or something, so she picked up, the plan was to crochet socks, right? Because I've knit her a bunch of socks, and so she figured she'd try to crochet them and see how they turned out. So she bought this Premier Serenity sock yarn or something. Sorry, that's my phone. Sorry, that's my phone. I forgot to turn it on silent, which I will do now. So, she bought 5 skeins of it. It's those 50-gram skeins. And it looks like this. So she crocheted herself a pair of socks out of 1 and a bit of them. 2 and a bit of them. She gave me 2.5 skeins of it, I believe. And I have enough probably to do another pair. So, she wanted to see what the difference was between crocheting this yarn and what it would look like when it was knitted. So, I finished a pair of socks for her. There are 2 of them. It kind of did the stripey thing. It's got the Fish Lips Kiss heel, because I can do that without looking. So, they turned out nice. They are for my mom, obviously. So yeah, she will be getting them, I guess, when they come out when I move. These haven't been washed or blocked. I just Kitchenered the toe the other day, and I don't have my stuff to wash it. But I started these on like the 9th or the 10th, and I finished them this past Sunday. Saturday, I spent the day sitting on the couch and watching podcasts. I finished almost the entire second sock. I had like 1/2 inch of ribbing, and I went all the way till like almost the foot, till like here in a day. So, but I didn't do a whole lot else. So that is my finished object for the week. Actually finished something. Cloud Illusions haven't touched. Not going to talk about it. I like it. I just haven't been sitting down at a time when I can work on a patterned project. Banana Leaf Shawl, I have it with me. Also haven't touched it. My Pomme de Pin. I have been working on the second sleeve. I am that far into the second sleeve. Once again, I'm using pattern notes for mods for the sleeve so that there's actual increases along the sleeve from, I can't remember the name. I have it favorited. So this is the second sleeve. I'm done the first 5 repeats, so I just have 3.5 more repeats to go with increases, and then I'll be doing the sleeve cap, and then I can wash and block both sleeves, and then I can seam them, and then I can have a finished sweater because I'm already done the button band. Did I? Yeah, I think I showed that last time. That my button band pulls all wonky, but I haven't blocked the button band yet. So, there's that. Anyway. I have another pair of socks on the needles, and I'm in the middle of a row. Maybe I will just finish that up while you can't see, and I will talk about something else. So this Premier sock yarn is obviously a cheap sock yarn. I think it's wool, nylon, and bamboo. It's actually pretty soft. It's got kind of a silkiness to it, even if the colors look a bit muted. I assume, like, it's not as vibrant as it's looking there. Well, it kind of is, kind of isn't. No, it's not. It's a little bit more muted. I think that's because of the bamboo. But I thought how it pooled was interesting. And like I said, I think I have another full skein for sure. And then this is probably 50% of a skein. So I have easily enough to make another pair. I don't know if I will or not. That depends on what Mum wants me to do with the other bit of it. So I pulled out a skein of Tosh sock in plaid blanket. It's a very manly color. I was originally going to knit a cardigan out of it because my brother and sister-in-law, when she was pregnant, they didn't find out what the gender of the baby was before it was born. So my plan was to knit sort of a boy's cardigan and a girl's cardigan and then give them both, but that didn't happen. Because this pools like crazy. I have cast this on for socks like 4 different times with different stitch counts trying to get it to behave. It does not behave. Sorry, that's my phone. I don't know who that is. Okay. Sorry, you're going to hear the phone. You won't hear an answering machine, but you're going to hear a phone. So I cast on a pair of skip rib socks. I don't have on my list who they're by. I'm sorry. They are linked in my project page. So this is the skip rib sock. You can see here I did the ribbing. I'm doing the 72 stitch. These I think will be for a friend or maybe for my dad. I haven't decided. The skip rib obviously does not help with the pooling. Whatever. I should have known that. These are on US size zeros, as always, for my socks. These are Hayahayas. I love Hayahayas. I love this floppity cable. I can't handle the Chiagoo red labels. They drive me crazy. That's probably the most color accurate right there. Too close and it just gets washed out. So, it's going well. I'm just going to keep going. I don't care. The skip rib is fun, but I feel like it's taking me longer because it's not just plain stockinette. I have a real, I just want to knit plain stockinette socks. And thankfully a lot of my yarn, because I don't really care if it pools or stripes funny, a lot of my sock yarn is perfect for just plain vanilla socks. And I'm okay with that. So that is that. I need to get some of these shawls done and off my needles, and I really need to get that sweater off. I have not cast on or anything for the Gratitude Cow project. I don't even know if I'm going to get to it. I should have just cast on another pair of socks for me or made those plaid blanket socks for me, but I've already ripped it out 3 times. And I'm not ripping that out again. I just want to use it. I want the yarn out of my stash. I don't really like the 2-ply, and it's just a merino. There's no nylon or anything in that Madeline Tosh sock. I do have some of the new Twist Light, as I think I showed last week, the swatch for my boxy that are Twist Light and Wings. So, we'll see. That being said, I would still like to do the boxy. That'll probably be the next sweater on my needles, and the Glace Bay might go on my needles. Not quite convinced with that one, but you know. Next, we'll talk about purchases, because I have been a very bad girl and I've purchased a lot. And it needs to stop, and I'm still waiting for something to come in, and I really need to stop. I will stop. I have enough yarn. I don't know why I keep buying yarn, because I have lots of yarn. Isn't that always the case? So the first thing, because I have it right here, I placed a custom order with Bird Leg Bags because she had this really adorable Paris fabric that I loved, but she only had it in a medium wedge and I wanted it smaller. So this is her small wedge size, and it's kind of the same size. Like, this is my one bag from Girl Cave Bags. It's the same height when you put them side by side, but it is obviously quite a bit longer, which is fine. It fits one skein, and like, I have my pomme de pin sleeve in here, which it fits nicely. And when the sleeve was smaller, I could actually fit 2 skeins because I had my socks in here as well. But I definitely wouldn't, as this sleeve gets bigger, I won't be able to keep anything in it. So, has a really pretty little thing. It was really fast. She has a about 2 week wait time for custom bags. It's got this really pretty purpley pink fabric. And there, you can find her there. birdlegbags.com. She's also on Etsy. She expected 2 weeks. She shipped it within 10 days, and it got to me within 3 days. Like, her shipping from the States is super fast into Canada. Can't complain about that. Really nice pink zipper. I really like her bags. They're nice, and I'm finding, like, from the bags I have, the one that I ordered from Mustache, I can't even remember who made it, that Hawaiian kind of themed bag that I haven't used because it's floppy, and I find that when I have my yarn in there, the top flops over, especially where the zipper pull is, because the zipper pull is like a little ceramic rainbow. I find that it flops over, and then the yarn is hard to pull out of the bag while I'm knitting, which is really annoying. So I really prefer Bird Leg Bags. Like, this is her medium wedge. I guess I could have shown this. And this is this small? That doesn't really give an accurate picture. I'm sorry, this is hard. Medium, small. Medium, small. But they're nicely interfaced. And they stand up on their own, all sizes. I have a large wedge size from her as well, which is my Gray Foxes, which is holding the rest of my pomme de pin. I think. Yeah, it's holding like the sleeve. The finished sleeve, I believe. The actual body of the sweater is like sitting on a box. But anyway, so that's that custom order. I would highly suggest ordering from her. She does excellent, excellent work. I'm always very happy with her. The rest is yarn. So Clara Parks has been doing single sourced. She sources specific breeds of sheep, one flock, and buys the entire flock's fleeces. Entire flock's fleeces. Say that 3 times fast. And then she gets them milled and spun up into yarn, and they're not dyed, they're always natural. And so they're usually available in a variety of natural colors. So recently she had a batch of Shetland available. So this is her Shetland 1.0. This is the Shayla colorway, which is a gray, kind of looks brown to me, brownish gray. I would suggest, if you want her yarn, sign up for her newsletter, because you get ahead of time. I found out about this through Amy Herzog's blog because she had released a pattern using this yarn. This is about a DK weight. It's 300 yards per skein, which is about 92 grams. It's woolen spun. It's Shetland, 100% Shetland, grown in Somerset, scoured in Devon, UK, spun in Harrisville, US, or New Hampshire. So I have this isn't the only skein of it I have. I bought a sweater's quantity. I bought 5 skeins. For some reason, my math was not working when I bought this. So she released this foils pullover and cardigan using this yarn on the day that the yarn was released. And I really like the pullover. So I went and bought, and I had 300 yards per skein, right? Well, apparently that day, 3 times 5 was 1,800. And so I had it in my brain that I had ordered 1,800 yards. Yeah, I only got 5 skeins, so that's only 1,500, and didn't realize until I actually had the skeins in my hand, which is fine. not sure what I have. I've kind of been looking for a pattern, but I haven't found anything. She did say that once they've given time for these for the first initial orders to go out, they might be listing a couple more skeins in some of these colors. So I might order another skein. This was 30 bucks a pop for the skein. So this was easily a $200 order for 5 skeins, which kind of hurts, especially since I had to pay for shipping and exchange and all that kind of fun stuff. So I might order another skein just so I have the 1800 yards so I can do the foils pullover like I wanted. I've never had 100% Shetland wool before. It's not super soft. I always want to buy more rustic yarns, I guess, and I always end up just getting Madeline Tosh or fancy merino indie dyer stuff, which is lovely and lovely to knit. So I always want to place an order from like Beaver Slide Dry Goods because we all know Amy Beth of Fat Squirrel is in love with them. So this was kind of my first foray into a more woolen spun natural. I can't wait to knit a swatch, and that will probably help decide, what pattern I will go with. So apparently this blooms up really nice. Amy Herzog, I think, is in love with this as well. I think she has a sweater quantity in each color. They also had an oatmeal beigey color and then a darker brown and then this gray. I love gray, so I ordered gray. Go figure. Next is I went to Michael's. None of the other stuff is super fancy. I went to Michael's looking specifically for Patons Kroy. And I have 2 skeins of each of these. So this is the rag shades and the blue rag or whatever that everybody and their mother has knit, but I love and wanted to knit. So I now have 2 skeins. And this is Singin' the Blues Stripes. I have 2 skeins of that as well. 25% washable wool, 25% nylon. There was a 20% off coupon in the Michael's flyer this week up here. So I got those. I've used Kroy sock before. I don't mind it. And then I went to my local LYS yesterday on spur of the moment. And I bought some pretties. I don't usually go to my LYS because they have a really nice selection of like Barocco vintage, which is nice, and they had restocked, so I didn't buy any vintage, but that was really nice to see that they restocked because the last time I had gone there they didn't have much for colors, or they didn't have anything for sweater quantities, and now they have a lot of colors and sweater quantities of many of them, so that was nice. And I just don't tend to knit with a lot of the stuff that they have, unfortunately. But I found some stuff, and I spent too much money there, of course. So I bought 2 skeins of Malabrigo sock. This is Persia. It's like a grayish blue. And this is Solace, which is a bluish greenish. There's some brighter greens, and then there's some tealier greens. It's not as blue as that. It's still not as blue as that. Still not as blue. It's much greener than it is coming off. This is much grayer than it is coming off. The light in here is not bad, but it's not great. And then, I didn't realize this, but I guess it's fairly new to them. They got opal, so I bought some opal, because I've never had opal before. So I have this one. This is the Hundertwassers Artist Inspiration series. And then they have the little Prince colorways, so I bought this one. It's very bright. And then Conditor, which I cannot find on Ravelry. I don't know. I'm probably not looking in the right way or something. So this is also a funky kind of self-striping. They're all self-striping, of course. It's opal. So I bought basically the brightest colors they had. And I think I'm going to enjoy it. Not that I mean, really, let's all be serious. I need more sock yarn, like I need another hole in the head, but whatever. You do what you have. Well, you don't do what you have to. I obviously didn't have to buy that yarn, and I probably shouldn't have bought the yarn, but you know. World of Warcraft, Foster Tales. Once again, no foster dogs until the summer. Need to find a roommate before I can do foster dogs, so I can afford it a little bit. I've also been really busy with car shopping lately, X's kind of being an ass, but you know, that's how it goes, I guess. Mutt Strut is at the beginning of May 3rd or 4th. That's about it. Gaming, still playing World of Warcraft, raiding. Having fun, for the most part. I'm switching over to my Pally tank, so that's interesting, and I'm not very good at it right now, but you know, do what we can. So, yeah, that's about it. Shorter episode. Don't know when it'll be actually up. Might not be until I get back to my place, and then I might just re-record. If I have more knitting, I'll probably re-record. So you'll never see this. So I don't know why I'm saying that. So yeah, have a great time. Have a great week. See you in 2 weeks. Enjoy what you're knitting.